Welcome to the Namkunsan Pipeline Company. Your safety is very important to us. Therefore, please watch this video carefully and follow the regulations. We believe that all accidents are preventable. Therefore, each of us is responsible to keep yourself and your co-workers safe. Do not hesitate to ask us immediately if you're not clear. Our goals are no accident, no injury to people, no damage to the environment. Thank you and have a safe visit. The Namkunsan Pipeline Company is operated under a Business Cooperation Contract or BCC among three partners: Petro-Vietnam Gas 51%, Zarubezhneft 32.67%, and Perenco Vietnam 16.33%. The Namkunsan pipeline system consists of a 362-kilometer two-phase subsea pipeline, 26-inch diameter, a 9-kilometer onshore pipeline, 26-inch diameter, a terminal, and a 29-kilometer onshore pipeline, 30-inch diameter. Gas and condensate are transported from Lante Field, Block 6.1, Rang Doi Field, Block 11.2, Kim Sao Field, Block 12W, High-Tak Mok Tin Field, Block 5.2, 5.3, to Namkunsan Terminal through the Namkunsan pipeline system. At this terminal, gas and condensate are separated and processed through different stages to meet technical and commercial specifications. The gas is then transported to the gas distribution center at the Phu My Industrial Zone via the 30-inch pipeline to fuel power plant. The condensate is exported to the Tay Vai port via the 6-inch pipeline. Hazard identification. Namkunsan Terminal contains a large amount of high-pressure flammable gas and condensate. Therefore, fire and explosion hazards need to be controlled at the highest priority. Besides, other hazards include hazards from chemicals such as methanol, lube oil, paint, etc. Hazards from high-voltage electrical equipment, electrical distribution systems, and other electrical devices. Hazards from contacting equipment at high temperatures such as heaters, hot oil systems, etc. Hazards from falling objects when walking under work platforms, scaffolding platforms. Hazards from bee stings and snake bites. Given the listed hazards, to ensure your safety during the whole visit, please follow the safety guidelines. This is the overall layout of the terminal. The terminal consists of the administration area and production area that are separated by a security fence. You are here at the administration area, including administration building, car park, canteen, clinic. At this moment, please ensure that you've just completed the following step: check-in and check-out procedure. At the main gate, you are requested to fill in the following information in the visitor application: full individual name, company name, and visit purpose. Display original ID card or passport. Declare all materials, equipment, including laptop, using the Material Gate Pass permit provided by a security guard. You will then receive an entry card. At the reception of the administration building, you're requested to register in the logbook. Watch the safety induction video to understand the terminal regulations before starting your work. After watching the safety video, you are required to complete a safety assessment test to ensure that you have fully understood the safety regulations of the terminal, and then you'll receive an HSC inducted card. In other cases, you're requested to attend a special safety induction, which is subject to the risk level of your work. Please note that the following procedures are required before leaving the terminal. Return the entry card and the visitor application form with the signature of Namkunsan Pipeline Company host. Return the material gate pass permit. Instructions for using doors of the administration building. All the doors are fitted with an electric smart proximity card and fingerprint reader to control entry and exit. Therefore, you need an assistant from our staff to enter the building. To exit, please place your hand in front of the exit button like this. Attention! The fire exit doors are used in case of emergency only. The safety guidelines at the administration have just been introduced to you. Now, please pay attention to the procedures required when visiting the production area. To enter the production, you have to wear full personal protective equipment, including hard hat, safety glasses, coverall, and safety shoes. The coverall is not compulsory for those who only enter the control room and workshop building. You must wear a green hard hat within the first 3 months of your work at the terminal so that you could be easily recognized as new contractors and receive quick assistance when needed. Check-in and check-out procedure at the plant gate. You are requested to fill your name in a T-card and insert your T-card into the red slot. Upon leaving, you must take your T-card out of the red slot and insert it into the green slot or return it to the security guard. Attention, please do not take T-cards of others in any circumstances. Regulations in the terminal. Wear your HSC inducted card at all times. Do not drink alcohol or non-prescription drugs before and during your work trip in the terminal. Do not bring any ignition sources or flammable materials, such as matches, lighters, cameras, hand phones, smartwatches with rechargeable battery, and battery-operated devices, etc. into the production area unless you are permitted by an authorized person. Do not touch or alter position of any equipment button and any object that's attached with isolation tag while being in the production area unless you're permitted to do so by an authorized person. Smoking is only allowed in the designated areas. Do not enter the prohibited or barricaded area. Do not exceed the speed limit of 25 kilometers per hour in the administration area and 15 kilometers per hour in the production area. Wear a safety helmet with chin strap when riding bicycle in the terminal. Strictly comply with the hair and jewelry policy. Long hair must be secured with a soft band. All jewelry such as rings, long necklaces, bracelets, and watch straps without a weak link such as a leather watch band must be removed. If it's impossible to remove rings, they must be temporarily taped up or covered by gloves or clothing. All incidents, regardless of severity level, must be immediately reported to Namkunsan staff. Emergency response. In case of emergency, press the emergency alarm or call 2222 and provide the following information: your name, location of the event, brief description of the event, what help you need. Repeat the above information and wait for instructions. In case of emergency, you will hear this alarm. In the administration area, on hearing the alarm, please keep calm and immediately go to the muster point number 1 behind the administration building. You can escape from the administration building through any doors. If the exit button is inactive, press the emergency door release box. This alarm in the production area. On hearing the alarm, please keep calm and immediately go to the muster point number 2 behind the administration building. In case you cannot move to the muster points because the adverse wind direction drives the fire to your position or the escape routes are being blocked, You can escape through the breakout gates. These gates are opened only in emergency cases using the key in the key box next to each gate. Upon escaping, you must immediately notify the control room or security guards that you have escaped safely. In case you're driving, you must stop the vehicle, leave the key in the vehicle, and move to the closest muster point. Muster point number 1 is for visitors and staff working in the administration area. Muster point number 2 is for staff working in the production area. Muster point number 3 near the main gate is used as an alternative muster point when muster point number 1 and number 2 have been compromised or threatened. Do not leave the muster point until instructions are given from an authorized person. An emergency alarm test is conducted at 9:30 a.m. on every Monday. A doctor at the clinic room is available from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please call 3333 or contact our staff if you need any support. Personal safety, process safety, and environmental protection are our top priorities. To achieve them, Namkhansung Pipeline Company has established 8 golden rules of safety and some mandatory regulations that take effect to all people who work in the terminal building, including our staff and the contractor, in order to ensure the safety for themselves as well as for the community surrounding the terminal. 8 golden rules for safety are: permit to work or work control system, energy isolation, ground disturbance, confined space entry, working at height, lifting operations, driving safety, management of change. Number 1, work control system or permit to work. Work control system is an integrated system to manage all activities in the terminal and the pipeline system. All tasks shall be evaluated during the permit to work meeting at 3 p.m. of every day in order to assess the risk and propose the control measures. Plan to carry out energy isolations, if any. Manage and control all activities. Subject to the complexity of each work, 4 categories of permit to work are applied as follow: hot work, naked flame; hot work, spark potential; cold work, breaking containment. Besides, there are some relevant certificates in addition to the work permits, including Isolation Confirmation Certificate, Confined Space Entry Certificate, Excavation Certificate, etc. Level 2 task risk assessments are mandatory for the following activities: naked flame hot work, non-compliance within isolation standards as defined in safe isolation and reinstatement of plant, and confined space entry. Work must be stopped for further risk assessment if any unexpected condition occurs. Before issuing a permit, the performing authority and the permit to work issuer must visit the site to evaluate the risks and set up the safety management measures. Number 2, energy isolation. Any isolation of energy system, mechanical, electrical, process, hydraulic, and others, cannot proceed unless the method of isolation and discharge of stored energy are agreed and executed by a competent person. Any stored energy must be discharged. A system of locks and tags is utilized at isolation points. A test is conducted to ensure that the isolation is effected and periodically monitored. Number 3, ground disturbance. Work that involves a man-made cut, cavity, trench, or depression in the Earth's surface formed by earth removal cannot be proceeded unless a hazard assessment of the work site is completed by a competent person. All underground hazards, such as electrical cables, instruments, have been identified, located, and, if necessary, isolated. Ground movement must be controlled and collapse prevented by systematically shoring, sloping, benching, etc. As appropriate, ground and environmental conditions must be continuously monitored for changes. An excavation certificate is required for all excavations which are from 0.15 to 1.2 meters in depth. Excavation which is deeper than 1.2 meters should be designed by a qualified engineer and require a confined space entry certificate if it is defined as a confined space. Number 4. Confined space entry. Persons working in a confined space could be injured by either lack of oxygen, toxic and flammable gases. Therefore, entry to any confined space cannot proceed unless all other options have been ruled out. A Level 2 task risk assessment has been carried out. A permit and confined space entry certificate has been issued by authorized persons. Prior to commencing the task, ensure permit is communicated to all affected personnel about the task, relevant hazards, control measures. All sources of energy affecting the space have been isolated. Before entering a confined space, testing of the atmospheres is conducted, verified, and repeated as often as defined in the risk assessment. Breathing apparatus should be worn. A standby person is required to be stationed outside for help. Number 5. Working at height. Accidents relating to working at heights are very serious. Therefore, you must follow the safety rules to avoid incident. Working at heights of 2 meters or higher above the ground cannot be proceeded unless a fixed platform is used with guard or handrails and tow board verified by a competent person, identified as safe to use and attached with a green sign, scaffold tag. If scaffold is not available, fall arrest equipment are required to be used. Fall arrest equipment will limit free fall to 2 meters or less. A visual inspection of the fall arrest equipment and system is completed, and any equipment that's damaged or has been activated is taken out of service. Persons are competent to perform the work. Number 6. Lifting operations. Lift utilizing cranes, hoists, or other mechanical lifting devices will not be commenced unless an assessment of the lift has been completed and the lift method and equipment have been determined by a competent person. Operators of powered lifting devices are trained and certified for that equipment. Rigging of the load is carried out by competent persons. Lifting devices and equipment has been certified for use within the valid date. Load does not exceed dynamic and/or static capacities of the lifting equipment. Any safety devices installed on lifting equipment are operational. All lifting devices and equipment have been visually examined before each lift by a competent person. Number 7. Driving safety. All categories of vehicle, including self-propelled mobile ones, must not be operated unless vehicle is fit for purpose, inspected, and confirmed to be in safe working order. Number of passengers does not exceed the manufacturer's design specification for the vehicle. Loads are secured and do not exceed manufacturer's design specification. Seatbelts are installed and worn by all occupants. Drivers are only authorized to operate the vehicle unless they are trained, certified, and medically fit to operate the class of vehicle. They're not under the influence of alcohol or drug or suffering from fatigue. Do not use hand phones while driving. Number 8. Management of change. Work arising from temporary or permanent changes to organization, personnel, systems, process, procedures, equipment, products, materials, or substances, and laws and regulations cannot be processed unless a management of change process is completed. Beside 8 golden rules of safety, you are required to strictly follow the following guideline. Electrical safety. Misuse of electricity can result in fire and explosion, personal injury, and even death. It is therefore essential that a standard code of ultra-careful behavior be observed with all electrical equipment. Only qualified and authorized persons are permitted to work, operate, or maintain electrical systems and/or equipment. Arbitrary contacting the circuit breakers or switch or electrical equipment is prohibited. Lock and tag out immediately. As per the Energy Isolation Standard, any electricity-driven equipment which is unsafe to operate must be reported to your supervisor or electrical technician. Ensure no one can use such equipment until it is repaired. Using of tools. The main causes of most injuries involving hand tools are the use of unsuitable tools, incorrect use, or improper storage. Don't forget the following rules. Always use the right tools for the job. Keep all tools in good condition. Inspect all extension cords or plugs connected equipment for any sign of damage or missing parts prior to use. Tag defective equipment and notify your supervisor or turn it in for repair. Wear suitable eye protection, i.e. goggles when chipping, scaling, dressing stone or concrete, fettling and cutting rivets, or whenever there's a danger of flying particles. Use a full-face visor if cuts to the face can result from the workplace. Housekeeping. Every year, slips, trips, and falls account for a large proportion of injuries at work. The biggest contribution you can make in preventing such accidents is by keeping your workplace clean, tidy, and free from obstructions. Clean, classify, and put waste-containing combustibles or flammable materials into the proper waste bins immediately after use. Report and clean up spills promptly in accordance with environmental and safety guidelines. Keep aisles clear and unobstructed to allow for immediate access with fire protection equipment. Waste management. Namkhansung Pipeline Company is certified for ISO 14001 since 2004, committed to continually improve in environmental protection and to eliminate environmental hazards of its operations. At the terminal, waste is classified as follows. Non-hazardous waste, including food waste, tissues, rubber, leaves, and so on. Hazardous waste, including oily rags, oil-absorbent materials, gloves, paint, batteries, ink cartridge, etc. Recycle waste, including scrap metal and wood, papers, plastic, glass containers. Different types of waste can have adverse reactions if placed into one container. Waste shall be dropped into separate bins, which are clearly labeled. Waste oil is placed in drums in a bund near the workshop. Before putting batteries into battery bin, they must be wrapped with plastic tape to prevent sparking. Following the waste management procedure of Namkhansung Pipeline Company is the responsibility of everyone who works for or on behalf of Namkhansung Pipeline Company. You have fully introduced safety guidelines of the terminal. Please keep in mind that safety is everyone's responsibility. Always follow the guidelines and do not hesitate to ask us if you were not clear. Thanks for your kind attention. Enjoy and have a nice trip.